evening, Bear fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Will G's Bears Breakdown. We have a very depressing episode, but a good one, so stick around to see what's entombed in this week's breakdown. The Bears fell to the Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday, 22-14, making it their fourth straight loss. Already matching last season's loss total, things are not looking good for Matt Nagy and the Chicago Bears. In the first half, the Bears had a total of 0 points and 8 yards. 8 yards on 6 drives. Things were not looking good in that game the entire time until the second half turned around and Matt Nagy woke his boys up. Sort of. In the second half, the Bears had 14 points and 155 yards on 4 drives. 2 less drives. And 14 more points and a lot more yards. Once again, we've seen the Bears struggling in the first half and turn things around in the second half. So that brings me to my offensive breakdown. So with this season's offensive struggles, I really want to know what went wrong this year. So I'm going to give you some 2018 statistics and see where we are regressing so much from. So 2018, the Bears averaged 6.5 yards per attempt on first down, which is pretty good, you know. That means we're usually working with a 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3. The 2019 Bears are averaging 5 yards per attempt, which isn't awful, but regression, a yard and a half less to work with. Now let's get into some first half statistics, which the Chicago Bears now are struggling with very much. In 2018, the Chicago Bears averaged 14 points in the first half. The 2019 Chicago Bears, on the other hand, are only averaging 8, which those are fluctuated numbers big time due to the Washington game this year, where we scored 28 points. Let me give you some 2018 first half numbers compared to 2019 first half numbers. In 2018, we had games of 17, 10, 3, 38, 0, 17, 7, 28, 26, 14, 9, 14, 6, 14, 7, 13. So towards the end of 2018, you see a pretty big decline in numbers after 28, 26, and 38 and 17 games. You saw a decline in numbers, that's where we picked up on this season. We had 3, 6, 28, 7, 0, 10, 9, and 0. Awful. Atrocious. 28 points in one game, and then every other game is 10 or less points in the first half. And this was supposed to be a good offense. This is awful. A very awful offense. You just see that they look like they don't know what they're doing out there in the first half. Awful. We also are averaging only 130 yards in the first half compared to last year where we averaged 200 yards in the first half. We are taking a drastic decline, and these are not good. 36% of the drives last season we scored on. Points on 36% of the drives. This year, 29% of the drives we score points on. And we had a 41% third down conversion last year, and this year we are at 31%. So you just see the numbers declining constantly, and it's bad, and they're not heading in a good direction. For some reason, we cannot get things going early, which the Chicago Bears always seemed to be able to do last year. I remember we scored points on, I think, 5 or 6 of our opening drives. Just points alone, touchdowns, I think were like 3 or 4 of them. So we can't even do that this year. We have not been able to do that this year. We cannot get things going early like we could last year. We always go into the half thinking, well, game's almost over, and then we, for some reason, give us all hope by starting to play better, and then just come up short again in the end. Like always, that is just the constant narrative for this year. Start slow, pick things up, give us hope, fail. Like always. But there has been some things working offensively for the Chicago Bears. When you put J.P. Holtz in that backfield, he is killing it. David Montgomery is succeeding so much. When you're running these 2-back power run formation, these I formation runs, they're doing so well. And you're picking up all these yards on those, making the defense think, okay, 2-back formation, I formation, here we go. And then the play action is working for Trubisky when he's running bootlegs, when he's rolling out. Stick with what works, you know? I'm not saying do that every play because teams will catch on to it. But our teams are so much better when we have JP Holtz back there or another tight end back there. Our plays have been running so smoothly, picking up many yards. So stop trying to just put all this pressure on Trubisky, having to throw the ball every single play. Stick with what works. Run play actions, run power runs, use the I formation, use it. Chicago Bears defense this week definitely had their work cut out for them. They played a very spread out and young and good Eagles offense. They gave up a total of 373 yards and 22 points, which overall isn't bad for how good that Eagles offense can be. But they had a very rough final drive, an 8-minute drive, giving up 74 yards and 4 third down conversions, allowing the Eagles to kick a field goal with around 30 seconds left, putting them up by 8, giving us the ball back. Adam Shaheen fumbled, the rest was history. So that was definitely one of my only complaints with the Bears defense this week. They also had some rough tackling, but in the red zone they did very, very well. And of course our offense didn't help out our defense at all either. The defense ended up being on the field for 40 minutes total in the game. There's reasons why this defense is declining. It's because this offense cannot help them or put them in any situations to win. So a lot of you probably are wondering, Will, what's next for the Chicago Bears? Well, I'm here to tell you folks, it's not pretty. Our playoff chances are damn near out the window, and if we don't win a lot from here on out, they are going to be completely over. So in my opinion, I think that we just need to set ourselves up for the future. Use David Montgomery a lot. He obviously is going to be a big piece of this offense moving forward, so stick with him. Also, ride with Mitch Trubisky for the rest of the year. If you have to go back to the basics in 2018 to make him look better and make him feel better, because it worked, then do it. Or keep going forward with this 2019 offense, experiment with it a little bit, go with what works in the 2 bag sets, because those are going very well. Keep doing those, keep using play action, keep making Mitch use his feet, use him to his strengths while we can, develop him. I'm not saying he's going to be our quarterback for the future, and I would love to see him be our quarterback for the future. It's obviously not looking to be that way, so do whatever you can right now to continue to make him better, even if he's not our quarterback for the future. Develop him. Well, Bear fans, I'll wrap up this week's Will G's Bears breakdown. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. 8 games left. We are halfway through the season, and yes, there probably will be some games that are tough to watch from here on out. So buckle in, 8 more games left. Ride with this team no matter what, win or lose. It's Bear down forever.